Dana White sat down with Pat McAfee to discuss this.
Oh, man. Well, dude, you're a weak man, dude. You're part of the problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just pathetic. And the fact that you have no backbone and has he shut down your country and seized bank accounts, you ask me some stupid like that, go fuck yourself. Move the on, man.
That doesn't answer the question.
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your bullshit you're peddling. The world is not saying, you know what, you're right. Chicks have. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is the enemy. You want to look at the enemy to our world? It's that mother right there, asking these stupid questions.
Strickland hit all the talking points that the new right-wing UFC audience responds to, attacking anything and everything that they label as woke, in addition to claiming that unabashed homophobia and transphobia is simply freedom of speech. This is what the UFC has become since Dana White pounced on the opportunity to carve out a new market with Trump in the White House and a complete rejection of COVID protocols.
Don't tell kids about it. Don't teach that in school. Don't push your agenda. Don't try to brainwash people. Don't try to go past parents. Don't try to go up past all this and brainwash people.
Whether Strickland believes...
know what I say. I'm aware of what I say. Like, I think I'm the sanest in this room, I mean, especially with this guy in here. But
what he's saying is irrelevant, since he's just reinforcing the beliefs many in the MMA community ascribe to. And of course, Dana White, ESPN, and Disney won't do anything to mess with the money flowing into the promotion for their conservative fan base.
I don't tell anybody to do anything. I don't try to control any other human beings in any way, shape, or form. They do it I say it all the time, we're in the fight business, and, if you get your feelings hurt that bad, you probably shouldn't ask the type of questions when you know the answer you're going to get from Strickland. Let's start there. You know what I mean? If you ask him, you know who he is, and if you ask him a certain question, he was baited in that question.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
Like...
Free speech. I control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people... I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes.
Dana White said as much immediately after Strickland's UFC 297 presser, and he is still doubling down on classifying Strickland's hate speech as free speech.
I said I didn't believe in 95% of what he said. I was talking about 95% of what he said up there. Obviously, the two girls that were in the co-main event, he said horrible things about them, which is, there's no need for that. They've never done anything to him. But this is what he does. But at the end of the day, he's entitled to his own opinion, and he can say whatever he wants to say. You can agree with him or not agree with him, but he's allowed to say what he wants.
This is what putting money over morals looks like, y'all, especially since at one point in his life, White recognized that there is a fundamental difference between free and hate speech.
He said some ignorant comments that made him sound like a complete jackass and a bigot, and he knew what he said wrong, knew what he did wrong. If he was standing in front of a panel, right, or a judge, and he was arguing on why somebody who used to be a man shouldn't be allowed to fight a woman, he wouldn't have said it the way that he said it. He would have said it completely different. There's nothing wrong with having a point of view. Everybody's crying, oh, it's freedom of speech, and yeah, okay. Work at any company anywhere in the world, okay, and give your opinion in an ignorant, where you come off sounding like an ignorant bigot. See how long you last at that company. And he could have done it the right way, and nobody would have said anything to him. He can have an opinion. just how you state your opinion.
Where is this Dana White today? Granted, he could have gone much harsher in criticizing former fighter Matt Mitrione, but the Dana White of today would never dream of saying something like this publicly now that he's gone all in on appealing to the conservative sports fan. Strickland also recently linked up with the insurrectionist ex-president as filmed by influencer Steve Will Do It, reaffirming Trump's backing of the UFC.
My relationship with Trump is great. It's just, I'm so honored and thankful that a guy like that magnitude, the most famous person on planet Earth, the greatest president in U.S. history is given the time to a small town guy like me, a small time fighter that is chasing his dreams, chasing the American dream that, he's provided for everybody in America. He's kept inflation down. He kept our borders safe so we could chase our dreams and have the American dream. The American dream is shattered now. So thanks to this Biden administration. But, I'm thankful to have his support. He supports someone like me. He'll support anybody in America. He'll support the middle of America. That's how he cares. He loves this country. He loves the red, white, and blue. And, I'm thankful to be in this fight of the MAGA movement.
Colby Covington has rebranded his entire personality around worshiping Trump and praising him at every turn.
I know the best is yet to come. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get Donald Trump reelected. I'm going to go around the country, go around the world, win every single fight I need to do just to get him back into office, because he's the future of not just, us. And I don't have kids, but not if the people's kids of America. It's our grandchildren's lives at stake in the future. So we need Donald Trump back in office in 2024, and I'm willing to fight for it and bring any man on.
You'll never hear the keep politics out of sports crowd complain about Covington or Strickland, because they agree with the beliefs they're expressing and want those beliefs to spread so more and more fans and more money can keep flowing into Dana's pockets.